Well, like most of us, I think, I tried to think of something really profound to say that wouldn't copy everyone else, but then I decided, maybe I'll end up there. This May will mark 25 years since I moved from rural Wisconsin to New York to join Workers' World Party. And that's a scary thought for me, probably even scarier for some people in the audience. But what I wanted to say was that when I came to New York, the first person who sort of befriended me, this green kid with a lot of big political ideas, but very little life experience, sexually and gender confused, was Leslie. At that time, there was an old building in Jersey City with 3 apartments, and we had comrades in each apartment, and we called it the Summit Avenue Soviet. And Leslie was actually just on her way moving out as I was moving in, but that didn't stop her from sort of taking me under her wing that first summer that I was in New York, and really spending a lot of time, not just political discussion, but really just being a friend and being someone to help guide me into the life of the party and into the life of New York in a real way. And one of the most memorable parts of that was when she and Comrade Charlie Twist allowed me to come with them to Buffalo that summer. And Leslie introduced me to the history of the Buffalo branch and to the great comrades there who I talked to, like Jeanette and Eddie and Vera and many others. But I particularly remember on the beach at Ivangola Park outside Buffalo was a real education for me, and sort of even before the language of transgender had developed, we had this very intense discussion about the difference between sexuality and gender, how they intersect sometimes, but they aren't the same thing. And that was like a really big revelation for me, and sort of cleared up a lot of questions that I had about myself. That same day, she was really trying to get me to learn to swim. And I finally went out into the water, and within a couple of minutes, Leslie and the lifeguard had to haul me out. And that was like the last time I ever tried to swim. But it was a good day nonetheless. And I just want to say that I think what was really, one of the really unique things about Leslie was that that personal touch, that empathy. I mean, she had incredible empathy, and it's hard, when you're beaten down, when you're oppressed, when you're struggling all the time, to come out of yourself a lot of the times. I know that's true for me, and I'm sure for many others. Leslie had that quality, as someone said earlier, whether by nature or nurture, I don't know, but despite all the heavy stuff she was going through, to be able to reach out and make a human connection with everybody. And I think that's what made her such a fantastic ambassador for the struggle and ambassador for communism. And we'll miss her, but as Bob said earlier, we need to continue that solidarity, that consciousness, so that we can enable the new Leslie Feinbergs to emerge in our ranks.
Yeah.